I do this? No, okay. Oh no! Fix that real quick. What? Come on. Give me a second. Things are breaking already. Can you... hide that for the moment. Did that. Yeah, cool, okay. You know what am I doing? I'm gonna switch to this room real quick. I've gotta do some stuff. Cool. All right. Let me go ahead. Go back over here. Grab that. Where is... Boop. Keep saying we. I keep saying we in all of... I gotta make my live announcements. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that real quick. I do everything from my phone, which includes using it as a camera, which is a problem. I'm trying to set everything up. But that's okay. Everything's working. I'm just going to have to put everything back together again. Probably should have thought about this sooner. What I really need to do is I need to get myself a proper camera. So I don't have to do any of this. Yeah, that would be ideal. But here we are. It is what it is. Alright. Let me get the camera back where it needs to be. Where is... there we go. cannot wait. I think I should share my camera setup on Twitter once once the stream's over, because this is a nightmare and it's hilarious. So that'll be fun. I'm gonna push buttons. Okay. All right, now let me go ahead, switch over to my camera screen. Camera's currently not visible. And this should... There we go. We have picture. All right, let me get this out of the way. Seriously, I gotta share this because it's wild. So, hello. How are we doing today? So, as implied by title and everything, I'm going to be doing a little bit of deck building. I got my Hololive cards, and I haven't done anything with them yet. So, we're going to be doing funny stuff. I'm sad because I'm missing some of the stuff. I ordered a couple cards for the deck list I want to build, but none of them... One of them came in, so I'm doing something a little silly. I'm also going to explain how the game works before we get into it, but I'm going to be doing something a little bit silly where I've got, there's an unofficial format known as waifu, and waifu, as it sounds, is a format where you base your deck on... We are doing tired. Yeah, that's fair. I am having done coffee. Also, how's my sound coming through? Because I'm watching my levels and I'm seeing them go up pretty high. So I'm hoping that means I'm at least coming through properly now. But you guys have said I'm quiet before while I look high on my end, so just want to double check with everyone. Yeah, waifu build. So waifu build is based on a single character. Again, it's an unofficial format. But what you do is you build your entire deck with cards of one specific character, with the exception of one character. You can include, well, it's one card, so it's character or event, I guess, that you can include as a tech option. And you can have up to 4 of that one card. That one card cannot be level 3. So, we're going to be doing that with Fubuki. Because I was looking at the set 2 stuff and going, oh, coming through fine, not too quiet. Good. I'm also projecting more. I realized that might have been an issue last time. Right. We're going to be doing a Fubuki waifu build because I realized I can do that, and now I want to. I want to do Gura waifu, but Gura has 1 card as of right now. So, well, 2 cards. Technically 3 cards, and I don't have the other one. So, in the new set, in the set 2, she got 1 card that has a combo with it, and that's it. And I'll explain that a little bit as we go in as well. But there was the premium boosters, where she also got 1. I don't have that, and it makes me sad. And then there were promos that came out, I think, when we got set 1? Yeah, so around when we got set 1, at least in the US. I don't know when the promos were originally printed, that also have her. And the promos they're the same card across all of them. They all have the same effect, just different characters, different colors. I have some right here in this deck, actually. So let me... Also, do you like my Ina SSP? Yes, this is in the corner just to flex. This is well, this is an over $1,000 card, so that's awesome. Oh, that needs to be plugged in. 1 second. My camera's gonna die on me if I don't have it properly plugged in. Okay? Cool. Cool, that's plugged in. Alright. So let me pull out one of those promos real quick. There we go. Mume. My Mume promo. I want the Guras. I don't have the Guras. I just have Le Mume. And it is, what is it? It gets really big. Oh, hello. So you made it. I see, how do I say that? Joker, I guess, in the chat. You made it. Very cool. But yeah, I got the Mume promo. Where was I? Le Mume. And yeah, all these promos do the same thing. They are get really big when they're in the middle position of the field, and I believe it's drop search. I haven't used one of these in a long time. Yeah, so you pay one, discard a card, search your deck for a character. So they're good. They are a really good generic card to use in everything. But I want to go over a little bit of how the game works, which something tells me I don't need to do because I think I wouldn't be surprised if Clipsy and Joker are the only two people in chat right now, and one of those people is the one who got me into the game in the first place. The other one I have played with, so, but I'm gonna do it anyway. So let me see here. I'm gonna do a little brief explanation of how these work. Let me just pull some stuff out real quick. Okay. One lurker. Cool. Cool. Lurkers are fun. We appreciate those. So, real quick, the whole game is going to be based around 3 different types of cards. Is this even a good place to start? Let me think real quick about how to... Yeah, this is probably a good place to start. So, the whole game, you're going to be playing with 3 different types of cards. You've got character cards, which make up the main bulk of your deck. They're the ones that are going to be, you're going to be essentially summoning to your field to attack, to deal damage, and kill other people's characters. You've got events, which I would say work basically like spells. There's my mouse. Well, that's not working. Abiding is fun. Abiding is nice. Events basically work like spells. You play them to do their effects and then discard, and then you've got climax cards. Climax cards are used primarily, what you do is you slam them down. They give buffs to your cards. They also work in conjunction with specific characters. So this is an example of one of those right here, where they've got a climax combo, which a lot of your game is being played around your combo cards. And then they also have the ability to cancel damage, which I'm going to have to set things up to explain. So let's move these aside for now. This is also the Fubuki I'm going to be working with. So that's fun. And again, I'm missing some of the cards that I ordered. They're coming in, but let me go ahead to demonstrate how this works. I'm going to grab my deck here. This is all set 1 stuff. This is my Rusha deck that I never use because I've won like 1 game with it and it's disappointing. So I'm going to shuffle this up real quick and do sort of a mock turn, I suppose. It's probably good enough. So let me think real quick. Starting hand's going to be 5. I'm not going to go too much into details, but I am going to explain just how the cards work for now. I would like to do a proper explaining how the game works at some point and play some games and whatnot, but for the sake of deck building, I feel like it's important to at least understand how the cards work, right? Yeah, so you've got your cards. Each of your cards is going to have a level on them, which corresponds to when you can play them as you play the game. Oh, yeah, Joker. So, Joker knows this game better than me, so listen to what he says. Where was I? I got derailed. Yeah, okay. So each of your cards has a level that corresponds to when you can play them. Level builds as you take damage. So we've got, like, in my hand, I've got level zeros, which I can play right away. We've got level ones, which obviously have to be level one. I've got level two in there, stuff like that. Characters have, on the bottom there, they've got their power. Yeah, that's fine. Getting ahead of yourself is okay. This isn't a railroad. This is a spaceship, which means hyperdrive exists. You can just appear in one place way too far ahead, and then you have to backtrack, and it's a nightmare. Anyways, power is going to be what they clash against other characters with. So you can see. Let's use this one because it doesn't do weird effects that affect power on it. So this one's sitting at 500, whereas this is a 4,500. So that would beat that in a fight. That would result in this one getting discarded at the end of that. Characters also have soul down here, which is how much damage they deal to a player. When you play them and you do your attack, you're going to swing like that. You're going to take that soul, and that's going to be, when you take damage, you're going to check cards off the top of your deck up to whatever that soul value is. So she'd be swinging for one soul. So we just check the one. If it's not a climax, it's going to go into your clock, which is your damage area. You get 7 cards in clock, and that's when you level up. So, and climaxes do funny little things when you play them. They get played. What is your turn order? I think I have to do a full turn to go over turn order properly. But anyways, you play these, they give buffs. In this case, this one gives plus 1,000 power and plus 1 soul to everything. So if that was in play, attacking with her, she'd be swinging for 2 soul instead, which then would mean I check 2 off the top. Again, since they're both characters and neither of them are climaxes, that would stick. If you're swinging like that, that was perfect. If you're swinging like that and you hit a climax during your check, that cancels the damage at that point, and those cards get discarded to your waiting room, is your discard pile here. So they get discarded to waiting room instead of taking damage. When you take a full... Canceled again. When you take a full set of 7 points of damage, you'll take one of those cards and put them into your level. And that would be then level 1 in this case, which would then allow me to, actually play my level 1 cards like I've been demonstrating with, instead of being able to just stick to level 2s. In addition, in order to play characters of a certain color, you have to have that color in either clock or level to do that. Now, is there anything else I need to really go over? Maybe I should do a quick mock turn. That might not be a terrible idea. Actually, let's put that over there. Let's put that also over there. Whoops. All right, let me see. So I'm going to shuffle these up. I'm going to go... Let me do like a mock turn 1. And then I'm just going to do like... I don't know. A later level. Just show things, how things work. So, turn 1, you draw your 5. 3, 4, 5. That is a terrible starting hand. Because I've got 2 level 3s that I can't use, but I do want to be holding on to one of those level 3s. I got a level 1 I can't use, and I've got 2 climaxes, which I can use, but since they're out of my deck, they're not canceling damage, and they're for my level 3 combo. So that's not awesome. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and, what's it called? Mulligan, I believe is the term. So for Weiss, you can pick any number of cards, discard them to waiting room, and draw up to that many cards So this is why I don't use this deck, because in actual gameplay, this is exactly what happens to me too. Anyways, but now I would have a level 0. Since I am doing this as if I took turn 1, I can play as many cards as I want, but I can only do 1 attack. This is actually this is a card I normally want in the back row, because it's giving power both to this Rusha, and it is my Brainstorm effect, which Brainstorm effect is you pay 1, you tap it, and then I think it's check 5. This one's check 5 cards off the top of deck, and for each climax revealed, draw 1 card. So they're good cards for both milling through your deck and plussing hand. So they're useful. Also, there's a Bochi set coming out, and they keep giving reveals for cards, and all of the Brainstormers I have seen are so weird. It's interesting. All right, anyways, but yeah, so that would be a turn 1. All I'd be able to play is that. I'm going to want to swing with that, which is not great because I want this here. But let's say I play this, I go ahead and do my attack. Since it would be an open field in this case, I get +1 soul for attacking direct, and then the 1 soul that she normally has. So my opponent would be taking 2 points. And then, of course, on the swing, I almost forgot about this. On the swing, we then check top card of deck. Since that has the soul trigger icon right up here, that's going to give an extra point of soul as well. So this would be swinging for 3. Let's just take the damage myself just to show. We would then check for 3. And in this case, that would cancel since there's a climax there. And then this card I checked is going to go to stock, which this is how we actually pay for stuff. So that Brainstorm effect, that pay 1, that's where that pay 1 comes from, is stock. So you are attacking to build up stock for your effects and to deal damage, and as you're taking damage, you're leveling up so that you can play higher level cards. Is a short summary of how that works. Also, I have a playmat that matches these sleeves, so that's fun. That's not the one we're using today, clearly. I had such a struggle picking which playmat to actually put down, because I have so many of them. Well, I don't have so many. I know people that have much more than me, but I have a lot of them. All right. Now what? Spent all this time explaining game mechanics. Okay. So, we're going to start with my Fubuki here. Let me dig out some of these Fubuki cards real quick. So we need that level 3. That level 3 is the reason I wanted to do this in the first place. So there we go. So she's fun. That's also the climax for that, so let's grab that as well. And yeah, I'm missing some of the cards. I ordered a whole bunch of cards. They haven't come in yet. This is the only one that came in from the stuff I ordered. So I've got a couple more of these coming in. I've got there is a level 3 healer that I should be getting in as well. It's what's called an early play healer too. So she has an effect. I forget what it is exactly. I'd have to look at it again, but she has an effect that lets her get played at level 2 instead of level 3. And she heals damage. So that's great. So these are going to be my level 3 combo. I'm actually going to have to disassemble one of my decks to build this too. So I've got... Where did you go? There you go. I built this back when set 1 came out. This is my Fubuki and Mio deck that I like because that climax is pretty. So there's level 3 for that one. Which, yeah, I did partially build just because those cards are pretty. But yeah, we're going to be taking the Fubuki stuff out of this for that. This one's fun though. So we're gonna be running full sets of. Oh, and I forgot to mention two climaxes. So card limit is 4 for any card. You can only have 4 copies of a specific card, and climaxes you can only have up to 8 in a deck. So typically what you're doing, not every deck does this. Some decks have really weird climax counts, but a lot of decks, what you're going to be seeing is you're going to be seeing the 4 of whatever the combo is. It's typically a level 1 and a level 3 combo, but not always. Sometimes people do weird stuff, and you're usually going to be seeing 4 of whatever the climax is that goes with it. I've seen some things where you do like 4, 3, and 1 of something. It's probably one that's like 4, 2, and 2, stuff like that, but most of the builds are going to be that ratio. But we're gonna, let me go ahead and pull out my level 1 combo here as well. So you like the sleeves I've got on these? I've got Miku sleeves on these. So that's not on brand at all. Where is... I'm also really struggling to just... Excuse me, give me 1 second. Sorry, voice jammed up a little there. Anyways, what was I thinking? I'm trying to decide if I want to add these here too, because that would take up my my one of tech slot I was talking about before. But the Aqua is good. She gets really big. Yeah, when in middle position, she gets really big, so she's level 0 that likes to stick around and not die, but then when she does die, she has a pay 1, check top 2 cards check the 2 cards from top of the deck, and add up to 2 characters from the top of deck. So as long as you don't reveal a climax or an event, you can add those 2 characters to your hand. Oh, and then it's pay 1 and put 1 card from waiting room on bottom of clock. So what that does is you get 2, you take damage, but because it's pick 1 card from your waiting room, it lets you fix the colors you need really easily. So it's a really cool card. But it would take up my tech slot, and I have no idea if I want to do that yet or not. I'm going to have to figure that out. Alright, so we're going to be using this level 1 here. Where did the other one go? There we go. So that is 16 cards down already, for starters. So, the Fubuki level 1 is fun. Let me double check what it actually does. Alright, so during my turn, she gets plus 2,000 power, so she sits at 6,500. And then when my opponent becomes reversed, so during combat, when I beat my opponent, when you beat an opposing character, they get reversed, so turn them backwards, and that signifies that they've been defeated. At the end of the battle phase, they then get discarded to waiting room when reversed. Some cards have effects that activate on their opponent's reverse. Some cards have effects that activate on their own reverse. All sorts of fun stuff like that. But anyway, when the opponent becomes reversed, and I have this climax in play, and I have another Hololive character noted. You pay the cost, which is put 1 card from hand to waiting room, and you can pick up to 2 Hololive characters in your waiting room and return them to your hand. So, discard 1, salvage 2 on reverse. So that's a fun effect. So we're going to be running with that at level 1. Obviously that climax to go with it. So that, start that there. Then we've got the level 3. Let me see. Alright, most cards placed on stage from hand, look it up to 3 cards from the top of your deck, choose up to 1 card from among them, put it into your hand, and put the rest into your waiting room. cool. So that can help me get cards I need, whether that be other characters I'm looking for, if it's the climax I'm looking for, that helps me go through my deck and find cards I need. Oh, also, that's something I should probably mention too, because I didn't bring that up at all yet. So, in this game, when you deck out, you don't lose the game. What happens is you deck out, you reshuffle your deck, and then you take 1 point of damage off of the top of your deck. That is called a refresh. So during the game, you're actually going to go through your deck several times. So sometimes cards with effects like that, you're actually going to be playing, or like the Brainstormers, you're going to be playing in order to burn through your deck, in order to fix like a bad deck state. Say, all of your climaxes are out of your deck already. Now, all of that is free damage for your opponent at that point. So you're going to potentially be playing stuff like that. Oh, thank you. The Guramat is official Guramat. I paid too much money to get this. I partially kid. I didn't actually pay too much money for this. It was about the same price as any playmat. I bought the whole set, though. So this was part of her birthday merch. At one point, I forget what year. But I'm very happy with that. It makes me very happy. Where was I? Yeah, burning through deck is important sometimes. Unlike some games where the entire... you've got, I think most other card games, actually, when you deck out, it ends the game. So you've got certain decks based around milling your opponent's cards. That's not so much a case in this. Sometimes in this, you want to mill cards in order to fix a broken deck state. Now, the actual climax combo in this one's fun, too. It's a pay 1, put 2 cards from hand to waiting room. Alright, well, I'll see you later if I'm still live later, whenever later is. But I hope to see you again. See ya. Alright, most card attacks. When we've got this climax in play. Pay the cost. If you do deal 2 damage to your opponent, choose up to 2 cards in your opponent's waiting room and return them to their deck. And your opponent shuffles their deck. So this actually plays into what I was just talking about, too. So on attack, she does an extra 2 points of damage, and then decompresses the opponent's deck. Because I'm taking 2 cards from their deck and putting it in their deck, it's making it easier for me to stick damage. Because it's a higher volume of not climaxes now, as opposed to climaxes, which is less chance for your opponent to actually cancel. So this is a similar principle to what Rusha is based around, actually. Rusha is a really funny climax combo. First of all, there's a way to get her out at level 2, so that's fun. But she's when you place the climax on field. There it is. When you place climax on field, she can either grab a card from waiting room and return it to hand, or play it onto the field. If you play a card to the field from waiting room, that card now gets plus 2,500 attack, or power, excuse me, until the end of your opponent's next turn. So it just gets a big old card on field that is going to be hard to kill at that point, which is fun. Or when you add a card from waiting room to hand, you add 4 cards from your opponent's waiting room back into their deck. So the idea with her is you have like 3 on field, you play the climax, you add 3 cards back to hand. Oh, she also has Encore 1, so when things are reversed, there's a stage at the end of battle called the Encore step, where you can normally, it's pay 3 to then keep a character around, instead of discarding them. She has what's called hand encores. Discard 1. Yeah, discard 1 Hololive character specifically. So instead of having to pay the 3 when she gets reversed, I just discard 1 from hand. If I have a full field of these, and they all do their effect, and I just add 3 cards to hand, and then they all get reversed, just discard 3 cards, it's fine. So that's fun, and then we just do it again, and she becomes immortal. It's great. But then she's also adding those cards back to hand. In the case of like a full field of 3, I'm adding 12 cards from my opponent's waiting room back into their deck. And if they are low on climaxes and they don't have that many options to cancel, it's gross. My issue I've always had with this, though, is it doesn't end up mattering because my opponent is fully stacked with climaxes anyway, and it's like, oh yeah, let me just add 12 back to your deck. And now, because she's been sitting really big and hard to kill, I've now got a completely open field. I'm swinging for... She has... Most level 3s have 2 soul, so on swing, they're swinging for 2. We've got the climax in play, so now she's swinging for 3. The field is open, so now she's swinging for 4. And then inevitably... Let me see if it even happens here. Let me shuffle up real quick. Because this happens to me every single time. I just want to see if it's going to happen here as well. The trigger check. No, okay, that time it didn't. Nice. What happens normally is I do my check. Let me grab something that has a trigger. What do you know? It's the same card. I get the trigger, and now she's swinging for 5. My opponent takes the 5 points of damage, and inevitably, typically, watch me not hit one, because that would just be how that works. Yeah, of course, that's how that would work. So that's also what happens to me. What ends up happening is my opponent just cancels. And it doesn't matter anyway. It's like, it doesn't matter that I shuffled 5 cards, like 12 cards back into my opponent's deck. They just cancel all 3 swings anyway, because they're all swinging for 5, and she doesn't get extra instances of damage, only extra damage. So this deck has not won me, like, anything. Which makes me sad, so I don't really use it. It's funny, I've talked to people about that before. And they've been like, yeah, I don't know what to tell you because that shouldn't be happening. And I'm like, yes, statistically it shouldn't. And that's why I don't run these decks. I just run my Neg Soul so that my opponent can't deal damage. And it doesn't matter if my attacks are getting canceled because they're not dealing damage in the first place. It also solves my problem of never canceling damage because I just say they don't deal damage in the first place. Yeah. Anyway, back to the Fubuki. Yeah, the Fubuki gets extra instance of damage, so she's hitting for 2, and then she's doing her regular damage, which, with Climax in play, is going to be swinging for 3. And then she's decompressing. Oh, sorry, it's the 2 points of damage, add the 2 cards back to deck, then deal the 2 damage. So, decompressing the opponent while getting extra instances of damage at a cost of pay 1 and discard 2. So it's a little bit expensive. You got to make sure you've got the hand for it and the stock for it. But I think it's neat. Oh, and then triggers. Climaxes have weird triggers too, which I didn't explain either. This is a gold bar trigger. So when that one's triggered, so when you do your attack and you check your card, that trigger activates, and that one is... the gold bar bounces to hand instead of bouncing to stock like it would normally do, and then you may send the card on top of your deck to stock. You do it face down, you have no idea what's under there, but it is, unless you're blind stocking another climax, it keeps your climaxes out of stock so that it's easier for you to work with them, and you still get stock, which is cool. I like gold bar. It solves another one of my problems of triggering all my climaxes and then having them stuck in stock. So the level 1 is also on gold bar, so I'm going to be running 8 gold bar like I like to do. Now let me pull out some of the other cards I wanted to use. Again, I'm missing some of these. Gura Climax. I need to build Gura deck as well. Still don't know what to do on that. There's like a deck list that people actually use. And then there's what I probably want to use, which is probably not that. Oh, I should pull out... There's other cards in the Fubuki Mio deck I should be using too. Probably like all the Fubuki cards, honestly. So I've got the Brainstormer in here at least that I know I want to be using. Because this is... Yeah, so the Brainstormer here, the Fubuki Brainstormer, this came out of the trial deck, right? Yeah, trial deck. So the pre-built deck, essentially. That's where that came from. That is going to be the Brainstormer, like I was talking about before. It's a pay 1, tap this, check up to top 5, draw 1 for each climax, right? Yeah, draw up to 1 card. So, draw Brainstorm is not as good as a search or a salvage, but it's a check 5, so that's nice. But more importantly, it's Fubuki, so now I don't need to take up my tech slot. And it gives plus 1,000 power to my level 1. So it helps her get her reverses. So we're going to be running that. We're going to be running 4 of that. I got a shiny one too. Got the triple rare. You can see it's got foil. I enjoy foil. Alright, I want to put the foil on the top of my stack because that's how I do. There we go. Okay, what else do I have in here before I put it down again? Because I probably have other Fubuki stuff I want to be running from here. No, that's it. No, okay. That's it. Oh man, I meant to check. I've got so the early play healer I was mentioning. I've got a catalog of all the stuff I got from set 1, right? And my catalog says I have 2 copies of it. And I don't know where those 2 copies actually are. So yeah, I need to figure that out. Alright, so right now we've got... So already we've got 4 level 1s, 4 level 0s, 4 level 3s, and we've got all 8 climaxes. Oh, let me grab those real quick. There we go. This is actually one of the promo climaxes too. This is... You can see it's borderless. So it's got... Does it want to focus? You see that? The one on the bottom has a little bit more border to it than the one on the top. This one was one of the box topper promos for set 2. So that is cool. Also got 3 of the borderless Guras. You're over here. I got 3 of these. I almost have a full set of these. I have, what, I think 2 of these. I wish I had a full set of these. So that's fun. That makes me happy. Oh, hold on. There's the other 2. They're still in their packaging. I've been leaving them there until I actually use them. Okay. So we've got 3s. Oh, hold up. I don't want those together. I want those separate from each other. There we go. 3s. And my climaxes. Oh dear, I'm dropping things. I want to do that. There we go. Yeah, so we're going to take a second to peek at my box of set 1 stuff real quick to see if I do in fact have the early play healer in there. There's my box of set 1 stuff. This is all my set 1 stuff. in a Haruhi box, because that's what I had on hand. All right. So as you can see, I've got some extra space in here, which I need to fix. Also, Luna box topper. Let me see here. I should have these sorted by color and character. We're looking for green, blue, red, yellow, green. We're gonna look for F. We're trying to find the Fubukis. Wee! Shiny Luna. That is a SR Luna. Same as the uncommon, but well, hold up. These are all in my uncommon range, so I think that's a bit too far back. Right? Yeah, because I'm looking for... Pretty sure the Fubuki I'm looking for is either a rare or double rare. So I went too far back. I've got them sorted by its rarity, color, and character, which is probably not the best sorting method. I went with set 2, I've got them sorted by gen and character. Gen, character, and then rarity, I think it is. So all the cards of a particular character are in the same place in that box, which is probably smarter. Or I should say it is smarter, because I've had issues with the way this is sorted trying to find stuff. When people ask for things, I have to struggle to find things. So from my experience, it is better to have everything of a character grouped together. Okay, Mio, there is Rusha. Still Rusha. There are still the rares, right? Yes. There's Sora. And then Aqua. Okay, yeah. So I do not have Fubuki in there. I'm gonna have to poke around, poke through my stuff, and see if I have those Fubukis. Because again, I have them on my list as cards that I have, but I'm not using them in anything, and I don't have them in here. Which means that if I do have them, they're probably sitting in the back of a deck box somewhere. I didn't think I did, though, so I'm confused by that. Yeah, okay. So she is not in there. Let's go ahead, put that away then. I got my box of set 2 stuff, too. Blah. Oh. This isn't even all my set 2 stuff. This is just the stuff that's not extras. And it's not even all of that, even, because this is everything up to gamers and everything. So this is this is Gen 1 all the way through to Council. And then this is Gen 0. And this is Gen 1. Gamers. Because these two didn't fit in the box. And then I have like 3 smaller boxes of extra uncommons and commons. So this is 2 full play sets of everything. Well, everything except the Fubuki that I have pulled out already. It's 2 full play sets of everything. One that is mine, and one that is actually Clipsy's. Which also means that these are all Clipsy's for the Fubuki stuff from here. Because I've already pulled out my Fubuki stuff. It's in this pile right here. Let me put that. Oh, also let me flex real quick. Shiny Suisse. It's a SR Suisse. Now this is less of a flex than say SSP Suisse. I wish I had SSP Suisse because I saw a dude selling it for $10,000. I don't think that one's gonna sell though, personally. I've just got a feeling. Because I was taking a look at it and the market price. So on TCG Player, I used to check those, right? The market price was setting it around, I think it was like $1,200 or $2,000, and there was just one copy of the Suisse SSP that was available that was selling for $10,000, which means that one person marked it up because they were the only person selling it. Not sure if it's actually going to sell for that. But that's funny if it does. I keep getting told to... Yeah, it's free stuff for you. It's not free stuff for me. This was expensive. I'm still recovering from this purchase. And yes, Joker's not in the chat to say this anymore, but yes, I could sell this to get all my money back. I don't want to do that. I could actually sell this for more than I spent. No, let me rephrase that. I could definitely sell this for more than I spent on the case. Because I bought a full case. I've still got the packaging over here. I'm not going to pull the packaging on... Yeah, I'm not doing that. Never mind. It's not going to fit in the camera lens. It's fine. Yeah, I got the box. Right over here. Still, because I haven't thrown it out yet. Anyway, let's do some actual deck building in this deck building stream before I run out of time and haven't actually done anything. Oh my gosh, I've been going for almost an hour and I've gotten nothing done. Wow, okay. Let me actually look through these actually on camera so you can see what I'm doing. Alright. My, more Luna. Luna's adorable. Anyways. My Fubuki stuff should be in the back of here. Okay, cool. So here we go. Here's some commons. This is the Gen 1 event. I believe I have 2 more in here. I might not use that. I don't know if I can use that either. I gotta double check the rulings on that. I have 1 copy of the Gamers event. Okay. So let's pull out that. Let's see what that does. Oh, this is one of the ones I ordered as well. I ordered more of these. I have 2. One of them is in the Rusha deck. I want to put at least a couple in this deck. At least should all be... Yeah, this is all Fubuki from here. Whoops. Nah. Oh, please bloop. Oh, she's off camera, but... Gura Nendo. I am impatiently waiting for Gura Figma. I need to check and see if they've done that yet, actually, because I know she's in the works. I don't know if they ever actually put her out, though. Throat getting dry. Good thing I thought ahead and brought water. Okay. let me see here. These are level 1s. Let me find some of my level 0s. I kind of want to start with that. My level 1s. Again, I need to be doing this on camera. So we got some 0s there. There's another one I ordered. I forgot to pick these up from Joker, actually. I meant to pick one of these up from him at one point, and then I didn't. So I went ahead and ordered one. So that's on its way too. So there's going to be 3 of those probably in the deck. Another set of level 0s. So let me put the other ones to the side for now. Okay. Alright, so we got a couple things from the TD here. That is actually a pretty light grouping. I'm missing those two, I guess. Do I have... Oh, I feel like I'm missing stuff because some of the other stuff I'm thinking of is actually a higher level. Right? Oh no. There are just things that aren't here. Okay. Did I not pull out some of the stuff I meant to pull out? Or did I forget? Oh no, there it is. Yeah, it's just higher level. That's the one I was thinking of. It's level 1. Okay, so let's see what we've got here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it's going to be 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Yeah, so ultimately it looks like I'm going to want all of this, just for numbers reasons. This might actually be very straightforward. Actually, part of why I'm doing this is because it's very straightforward and cut and dry. I'm pretty much going to have to use most of the stuff that I can for her in the first place. Most of the actual interesting deck building stuff is going to be more or less the part where I pick what extra to use. So let's go ahead and take a look at these. So yeah, I'm still waiting on the rest of these, clearly. We're going to build what we can today. And I'm just going to have to wait for other stuff to actually come in the mail. So let me see. I actually should have printed off proxies for everything I'm missing. So what do you do? You're weird, if I remember correctly. This level 0, what do you do? When this card is placed reading. When this card is placed on the stage from your hand, put the top card of your deck into your waiting room. If that card is a climax, search your deck for up to 1 Hololive character, reveal it to your opponent, put it into your hand. Shuffle your deck. Okay. And this card gets gold color until end of turn. Otherwise, this card gets red color until end of turn. I have no idea what good that does. That is confusing to me. But it's got search options on it. So that's nice. And, it is a level 0 to fill out the deck. So we're going to have that. I wish I had the other one of these. What do you do? When this card is placed on stage from hand, reveal the top card of your deck. If that card is an event or a Hololive character, this card's soul does not decrease by side attacking until end of turn. That's cool. So side attacking, when you go up to attack, you can either attack front or you can attack side. When you front attack, that's when the 2 cards fight. If you side attack, they don't directly fight. So side attacking can be used if you want to keep that card on field despite them attacking at a power disadvantage. It still builds stock, you still do trigger and everything, but what happens is the amount of soul damage they deal is reduced by the level of the opponent. So in the case of a level 0, you can side attack for free. A level 1, you side attack, and your soul is going to be -1. This only has 1 soul in the first place, so if it were to side attack against a level 1, it would be attacking for 0 soul, which means I would have to either trigger or play a climax or both to actually deal damage, and that increases as level goes up. So that is a neat little effect there. I could potentially play this against level 3s and side attack with no problem. When this card attacks, choose one of your other Hololive characters, and that character gets X power until the end of turn. X is equal to that character's soul times 1,000. Huh. Neat. So yeah, I want one more of those. Fill out the deck. They're going to be running as part of my level 0. Let's see, what have we got here? When this card is placed on stage from hand, put the top 2 cards of your deck into your waiting room, and this card gets X power until the end of turn. X is equal to the number of all live characters among those cards times 1,000. Okay. When this card's battle opponent becomes reversed, choose one of your characters, and that character gets plus 1,000 power until end of turn. So that's going to help, that might help my level 1 if I use it. Might not be able to help my 1 too much. But it's going to roll over level 0s at least. That's, I guess that's something. What did you do again? It's shiny. When this card is placed on stage from your hand, choose one of your hololive characters, and that character gets plus 1,500 power until end of turn. Okay. Put one card from hand into waiting room, and this card is put on into your waiting room from the stage. You may pay the cost. If you do, look it up to 4 cards from the top of your deck. Choose up to 1 level 1 or higher card from among them. Reveal it to your opponent and put it into your hand. So that's going to be neat. That gives self-power. Choose one of your hololive characters. Okay, so it's power to anybody. So the 15 power goes to anybody I want it to. And then it has the, when sent to waiting room, check up to 4 cards, grab a level 1 or higher. So, or it's discard 1, check up to 4 cards, grab a level 1 or higher. So that is deck thinning, as well as helps me find stuff I need. So we're going to have a full set of those in here eventually, if nothing else, just to fill out my level 0s. I think I'm a bit stuck there for now, though, as far as level 0s are concerned. Let me double check everything, make sure I've got... Well, stuck there, I guess, for the Fubukis specifically. We'll see if we have more later. Yeah. Alright. Actually, what does the Gamers event do? I forgot. Look at up to 4 cards from the top of your deck. Choose up to 1 hololive character from among them. Reveal it to your opponent. Put it into your hand and put the rest into waiting room. That's actually fantastic. And again, I got to double check if I can use these or if these have to take up my tech option. Because look, Fubuki's on it. But her name's nowhere in there. And it's technically for the whole group. So I actually don't remember how that works with the waifu rules. But that's really good. So that one it's a level 1 event. It has no cost. Check up the top 4, grab a character. So it's free hand sculpting. Let's take a look at the first generation event. Put the top 2 cards of your deck in your waiting room. Choose up to 1 level X or lower hololive character in your waiting room and return it to your hand. X is equal to the total level of the cards put into your waiting room by this effect. Okay, neat. So that's, I have some... Yeah, I have some characters, or specifically I have a character in my Bofuri deck that also has that same effect. So it's just mill 2, take the total level of the 2 milled, and salvage a character equal to that level. And I get to do it for free on this event. So that's neat too. I don't know which of those effects I like more. I think I kind of like the Gamers event more. Whew. And that still works with, I think it's this one, right? One of these is looking for events. What was it? Oh, I think it was... No, it wasn't that. Okay, so not looking for events, but this one is not hurt by events either. So I can run them without a hindrance. Well, let's go ahead and move on to some of my level 1 stuff. Alright, so there's my level 1 Fubuki stuff. We gotta keep in mind, too, that we've already got the 4 level 1s there. So, I have no idea if we want to be running all of these or not. Really, it depends on, excuse me. It largely depends on partially effects, but partially also if I can even build the full deck without using all of them. I should have counted stuff up ahead of time, probably. So let's see. Alright. So when this card attacks, all of your characters get the following ability until end of turn. Put 1 climax from your hand into your waiting room. Okay. When this card's trigger check reveals a climax, you may pay the cost. Wow, language. If you do, choose 1 Hololive character in your waiting room and return it to your hand. Okay. So when this attacks, everyone can, when they trigger my climax, I can discard a climax and salvage a character. Neat. So that actually does work pretty well with the gold bar setup, since gold bar, when I'm triggering them and they go to hand, this can be used as a gold bar filter. Essentially, as they're going to hand, I'm discarding extras anyway, so that I'm not just stuck with a whole ton of climaxes in my hand that I can't use, that are then out of my deck when it refreshes. That effect is okay. There are a lot of cards that have that effect as like a passive effect on back row characters, which obviously work better because they're just going to still be there instead of on a card that has to attack and then it's going to end up leaving field. Okay, when this card becomes reversed, if this card's opponent is cost 0 or lower, you may put the top card of your opponent's clock into their waiting room. If you do, put that character into your opponent's clock. Also neat. So it's a bomb effect, so when I die, I get to do funny things with this one. Specifically, it's going to be sending my opponent to clock, which is the damage zone. It's going to... That gets them off the field. I don't think people get an encore for that either. I got to double check some of the encore rules because I'm a little bit fuzzy on some of it, but... That's neat. I do like that. So I would like to run that, I think. Oh, I totally forgot. We've got the Brainstormer, too. So we've actually got... If I use all of these, how many do I have? Let me double check these real quick. So 4, 8, 12, 16, 20. If I run 4 of all of these, we're running 20 level 0s. I think that should be fine. Okay, we'll have to double check how all the other numbers come out too, but might want to run less or more of the more level 0s. We'll see. But I do want to run these. Oh, it's a 50 card deck, by the way. I think I failed to mention that earlier. Okay, when this card attacks, choose 1 of your characters, and that character gets plus 2,500 power until end of turn. That's neat. So that can definitely help me get reverses on my level 1 combo if I need it. I don't think I need... Yeah, that's one of the few things I actually need reverses on. but that is certainly useful in that context. I also kind of want to add it for more yellow, because I am going to be running some yellow higher up, and I got to make sure I have that to be able to actually run some of my stuff. So that is neat. I do have a couple level 2s as well. Ooh, there we go. Boop. My lack of sleep is catching up to me already. Okay. So I think I just have 2 of you. What do you do? Okay, so level assist. Characters in front of this get 500 power times whatever their level is. So that's good. If your level is 2 or higher, this card gets the following ability. Act this card. Tap this card and 1 Overwhelming Curiosity Shirokami Fubuki. Which one is that? It's that one. Okay, so works with the Brainstorm. Choose up to 1 Summer Vacation Akai Hato in your hand and put it into any position of your stage. Well, I won't be using that, so that effect definitely isn't useful. So if I run this, I'm going to be running it for the level assist. The top effect is not going to work at all in this deck. All right. And we've got 4 of you. What do you do? Once card attacks, if the character facing this card is level 3 or higher, this card gets plus 6,000 power until end of turn. Cool. So that can potentially help me to... I can use that at level 2. At level 3 to kill people's level 3s. I can also use this to kill early plays, because it gets extra power against level 3s. So that's neat. When this character's battle opponent becomes reversed, if there's a climax in your climax area, search your deck for up to 1 Hololive character, reveal it to your opponent, put it into your hand, and shuffle your... When this card's battle opponent becomes reversed, if there is a climax in your climax area, search your deck for up to 1. Yeah, I did read that correctly. That's actually super cool. So it's a level 2, costs 1, on reversed if I've got a climax in play. If there is a climax in your climax area, yeah, just generic if there is a climax in your climax area, on reverse, search 1, and gets extra power against level 3s. That's actually fantastic. Yeah, I'm definitely going to be running those. That gives me... What that gives me... Yeah, absolutely. No, okay, so that's fantastic. Yeah, so I'm going to be running those because with these... Because I mentioned before that these have to discard, right? To do their effect, I have to discard 2. So this can be a bit of an expensive thing to do, right? So this is lower cost. It's going to basically act like another climax combo, and it's going to search out extra cards for me. So it's going to plus hand for me to offset that, plus it's going to cost less to offset that, and still be perfectly usable up at the higher levels. Plus I can get it out earlier if I need to plus hand more and whatnot. So yeah, those two are actually going to go together pretty well, I think. Cool. So yeah, we want... Do I want a full set of that, though? Again, it probably partially depends on how many cards we end up with by the end of all this anyway. So, but we're definitely going to run those. I think I do want a full set of that. I'm hesitant on these. I do want the level assist. Why do I only have 3 of you? Why do I only have 3 of you? Are you in something else? I only have 3 of you. What? I should have 4 of you. Anyways. So what do you do? This card is placed from stage for hand. If you have another Hololive character, drop to 1 card. Okay, choose 1 card in your hand, put it in your waiting room. and put up to 1 card from the top of your deck into your stock. Okay. Okay. Those cards play from hand. If you have draw 1 card, choose 1 card in your hand, put it in the waiting room. Okay. So draw 1, pitch 1. All right. And then charge stock. Okay, that's interesting. The change effect, though, you are for, I think I remember you. Pay 1, put 2 Hololive characters from your hand into your waiting room. Return this card to your hand. At the beginning of your climax phase, you may pay the cost. If you do, choose 1 Foxy Day to use Shirokami Fubuki in your waiting room and put it on the stage position that this card was on. So I believe you are, yep, you're that one. So that is going to come out at level 2. Allow me to get her out at level 3. Sorry, at level 2. So she's going to let me early play this. It's going to be building stock and shuffling around my hand. That's interesting. Put 1 card from your hand in your waiting room. This card attacks. You may pay the cost. This is part of why I like this one. So, pay 1, pitch 1. This card gets plus 2,000 power and following ability until end of turn. When this card's battle opponent becomes reversed, you may deal 1 damage to your opponent. So that's extra damage potential. At the beginning of your opponent's draw phase, this is my favorite part of this card. If this card is in your center stage, choose 1 of your characters, and that character gets plus 4,000 power until end of turn. So on my opponent's turn, buff something up by 4,000. Which gets me thinking, actually, that I do need to pull this out of this deck, come to think of it. I actually have her in here in case I needed to keep my Rushas alive. But I have 2 other means to keep my Rushas alive. One of them is ditching cards from hand, because she's got that encore effect. The other one is my counter here, which is a tap counter. Which means if I've got the conditions set up, when I play this, I pick one of my opponent's other characters and I tap them so that they can't attack anyway. So that's keeping one of them safe anyway. And I've already brought up how part of the issue is because she already sits big, even without that, right? A lot of people just crash into her and die, which leaves a bunch of open fields, which means that then I'm swinging for extra soul, then I'm swinging too high, and I'm just getting everything canceled. So I don't think I really don't think I need this in this deck. So I'm going to leave this here for now, just until I find something else to replace it with. I've only got the 2 copies. I ordered some more. They're on their way. But I might only run this at 2 in this deck anyway. I probably will run at least 2 of these to go along with this so that I can get this out early. Because this is going to stick around with that plus 4,000 buff. Not only is it going to stick around, but it's going to help other things stick around. And then I've got that extra damage potential if I need it. So we'll see. That might not be a bad idea. Again, we'll leave that here. So we're going to run probably 2 of those if I run them. Oh, again, I keep saying this, but also if I need to run them, because I need to double check numbers after going everything. But we're definitely running these alongside that as well. A little bit worried about the cost expenditure on that if I'm running that with this as well. Let me double check how much I actually have of everything now too. Keeping into account the things I'm missing. So assuming we're running... Oh, and then of course those early play healers. Early play healers, I believe I've got 4 of them coming if I remember correctly. I'm probably going to run all 4. So that's another 4 slots that we're going to have to keep in mind looking through these. So let me see. What have we got here? Level 1s we have, again, we're going to assume we have 4 of these. So we got 4, 8, 12, 16, 20. 20 right there. Level 1s. Yeah, you know what? Let's count everything up first, see where we are, and then we'll decide if we want to keep all the level 1s. We got, again, 4, 8, 12. Twos. 4. I gotta poke around. I gotta figure out where the other one of those is. Give me a second. Let me see if it's in here. Because this is the only deck I have the other one in. I'm going to be really weirded out if I don't have more of that somewhere. You're TD. I should check. I'm going to check my set 1 stuff again, too. See if it's in there. Because it's very strange that I only have 3. Unless I, like, gave one to somebody or lent one to somebody. I should have 4 of those, I'm pretty sure. I don't think it's in here. I don't remember it being in here. Yeah, it's not in there. It shouldn't be in here because I don't have this Fubuki in here. Yeah, not in there. Back to set 1 stuff real quick. I don't want to hurt my cards. Let me see here. I'm going to pull out my whole block of trial deck cards. Because they're all together. Or at least they should all be together. Oh, yo, are you ready for me to make Hololive fans cry? Here you go. Have fun with that. Okay. I think you were another promo, right? She wants your fingers. Can I... Yeah, there you go. She just gets big. She gets stupid big, though. It's very fun. That was another promo card. Okay, I think we are in TD land now. I think so. Okay. Yeah, so unlike the case of set 2 I just got a couple boxes of set 1, and I regret it to this day. There are so many gaps, but I didn't have the money for a case at the time. So this is my block of trial deck cards. I shouldn't have to flip through all of them, because they should be arranged by trial deck. But I am going to flip through all of them anyway, just so that I know I didn't miss anything. Oh, that was another one. I never built that. The Roboco. I never built my Roboco deck, so I'll have to do that eventually at some point, too. She is, what is it? Burn 1, I think. Pay 1 when this card's battle opponent becomes reversed. If living alongside nature is in your climax area, you may pay the cost. If you do, deal 2 damage to your opponent. So it's burn 2. Where is the climax for that? I want to show it off now. I have the triple rare climax for her. So it's shiny. It's nice. But I do not remember. Whoop. Where exactly I have that stored at. So it should be right here somewhere. Oh, There we go. There it is. So again, this is a trial deck card, so I pulled this out of a starter deck. I'm still very happy with that, and I still haven't done anything with that. I've been meaning to. Like a lot of things, like my Kana deck for Dragon Maid, just never got around to it. So, let's quick flip through. Hooray, Sora. I believe this is just a healer, right? If you have 2 or more other characters, this card gets plus 5 power, and Encore put 1 card. Okay, so Encore, hand Encore. When the card plays from stage for hand, you may put the top card of your clock into your waiting room. So yeah, hand Encore and has is a healer. And that's it. There's the level 1 Suisei from this set. Which the art's pretty. The climax is pretty too, but I am gonna just flip through this real quick. Is that the... Oh, hold up. There's the Hato... No, I don't think that's the one. Interact with... There it is. Give me a second. Which one did you interact with? Oh yeah, so it is that one. So that card interacts with that Hato. That one is the funny one, right? That does dumb things. Put this back real quick. Okay. During the turn that this card is placed on the stage from your hand, at the beginning of your attack phase, you may put all players' characters except this card into their waiting rooms. If you do, this card gets the following ability until end of turn. This ability activates up to 1 time per turn. When damage dealt by this card is cancelled, you may deal 3 damage to your opponent. And then it has the effect of pay 2 and put 2 cards from your hand into your waiting room. When this card attacks, you may pay the cost if you do deal 2 damage to your opponent. So it just nukes the board. It just goes no and deletes everything on the board. I think that card's very funny. I must have one in something, because I only have 1 here. Oh, look, more Fubukis! Yeah, I already have 4. I can't use these. Okay. It's also fun level 1, the Korone level 1. That's in my Arusha deck. Korone also has... What is it? I think it's a level 3 that has the same climax. Gotta double check that. Shiny. Okayus, Mios. More Mios. 3rd gen stuff. Some well stuff. Bakora. There's Gen 5 stuff. I want to build something with Botan as well, but I have not. There's a lot of things I haven't gotten around to. Why do I have... Awesome, I've got 2 playsets of Lammy's level 1 combo. So that's cool. I have so many of some of these cards. Ah, Polka! I need to build Polka, too. Because Polka's great. Okay. I don't see what I'm looking for here. Why do I not see what I'm looking for here? I'm confused by only having 3 of those cards. Why do I have 3 of that card? I don't know why I only have 3 of that card. Because it's a trial deck card, right? Yeah. That's so weird. Why do I only have 3 of that card? Typically, trial deck cards are going to come in either 2s or 4s. 4's a full playset, 2's half a playset. The trial deck, whenever they have the cards in the trial deck, they're either going to have the full playset or they're just going to have 2 of it. Typically, you want to buy 2 of every trial deck so that you have full playsets. Incidentally, I got 2 of the Dragon Maid trial decks so that I had full playsets, all of that stuff. And then I haven't done anything with it, so that's great. So I'm very confused by the fact that I have 3 of those. Man, why do I only have 3 of those? One of them's got to be in something. One of them, again, has to be in, like, the back of a deck box somewhere. It's either that or I inherited one of them from someone. Inherited. I lost count somewhere. Okay. 20 level zeros. I remember that. Let's go to level 1s. Did we go over level 1s yet? We're at 20. Okay. It gives power on attack. We got 4. This was a weird one. Yeah, so that's my working as a gold bar filter, and then on reverse. Oh, and then bomb. Okay. So 4, 8, 12. Or sorry, 6, 4, 8. No, I was right the first time. 12. 12 plus 20. We're looking at 32 already. Right? Where's my other gold bar filter? Wrong deck. This deck. I don't remember what my gold bar filter in this was. I am pretty sure it is on an Okayu card. Where are you? I could have sworn you were a thing. Am I mistaken? Am I super mistaken? I could have sworn I had an Okayu in here. What are you? This card is put your winner style. You can pick a card if you do. Choose one climax in your waiting room. Put one climax. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. So it's climax swap when sent to waiting room. That is interesting. Thought I had an Okayu in here that was working as a filter. Huh. That's weird. I remember that being a thing. You work with my level 3. You're the one that works with my level 3. There's the funny card. Okay, what do you do? Card attack, put one in your waiting room, reveal the top card of your deck. If the card is a hollow character, this card gets the following effect on turn. If this card would attack, you may choose. I like this one. This one's fun. If this card would attack, you may choose one character in your opponent's backstage. This was after paying the cost, mind you. And this card's frontal attack this card frontal attacks that character as the defending character instead. So instead of attacking things in the front, it attacks things in the back that you can't normally attack. So it can go, oh, hey, I don't like your level assist. Let me just kill that real quick. It's funny. All right, you are level assist. Look at the top 2 cards of your deck. Choose one card among them. Put it in. Okay, not the one I'm looking for. Definitely not the one I'm looking for. Huh. You're one of the drop searches. Whoops. I swear I had a gold bar filter Okayu in here. Now I'm confused. I'm gonna have to look for that card now. Alright, let's look at the level 2s. So I need to see about that. I should be running probably 4 of those. But anyway, we got... Oh, we're going to have 4 of these. So we're looking at... Oh no, we do have 4 of these. So that's 4 there. If we're working with 32, it's 36. If I were to stop there, what am I looking at the top end? Because I think I am a little low here. Because that would then be 36, 40. Yeah, that my math's right. 40 plus climaxes, that's 48. So that actually just leaves me. So leaving out these and having all of that, that actually puts me at 48, which means I just have 2 extra slots, which would then be filled up by my early play healers. But I want to run those at 4. So... And again, that's leaving out all of this. Oh, and leaving out this. I didn't include these in my calculations either. So that's all that there. Again, including the stuff I'm missing still. So I want to drop 2 things probably from my level 1s here, at least. We can start there. Obviously none of those. We're keeping all of those. It's these. These are just giving power. We can actually drop all of those so that we can have 4 of those. Do I want 4 of those? I don't think I actually even want 4 of those. Sorry, 2 of those. That's only 2 of those. Sorry, because we're dropping 2 to get the other 2 healers. So now we're running the 4. We drop another 2, so we can run 2 of these. So we're going to drop... Then we're dealing with... 4, 8. That's 10 level 3s, though. That's a lot of level 3s. Do I want to be running 10 level 3s? I think that should be okay. These are kind of doubling as level 3s, though. Because that's a really late game heavy deck. I'm a little bit concerned about drawing into things properly. Because I don't want to be drawing all my level 3s when I'm still at level 1. Or at level 0. That's no good either. I don't think I want just 1 of these either. If I go with like 1 of these, I probably want 1 of these as well still. We're dropping 2 of these for sure, though. We're dropping 2 of these because we want those early plays. We want to run 4 of those early plays. Where do I want to run just 2? Change of running just 1 each seems a little bit light. Dropped those. Run 2 of these. What if I drop 2 of these? Do I want to drop 2 of these? Because I like these. But I can potentially drop 2 of these. Add another one of those, another one of these. Yeah, I don't think I want to do that. I think these are more important. I might want to run these at 3 even, though. Since these are helping me build... Because these are helping build my hand, right? Yes, these are helping build hand, which is going to be really important with this. So you are pretty much just doing that early play for me, right? Oh, you're doing some weird stuff. Okay. So on play, we are drawing 1, discarding 1, putting 1 to stock. Okay. If I'm holding on to that, discard that, draw 1, then we do the change effect. This bounces back to hand. This bounces back to hand, though, right? Discard 2. And return this card to hand. Yeah. And swap those. I'm a little bit iffy on the amount of discarding things this is doing. What if we do that? Now we still got the 4 healers. We got 1 of these now. And then 2 of these. And 3 of these. It's a little bit odd. But these are going to be building stock. Oh, actually, they're not going to be building stock because they cost 1. So they're just going to be replacing the stock they spend. But the big kicker is they're going to be helping get into this. So these essentially, how I'm using these are just level 2 versions of that. That's not really accurate because there's costs involved there, but that's really the idea of that. So with that, it's going to be really easy, or it's going to be easier to get into this. I need to worry a little bit less about that. And if I hold on to one of these too, and then I have one of these, I can then, during this effect, the draw 1, pitch 1, we just get this in waiting room off of that, and then do the change off of there. So I think we stick with that right there. Then we have... Oh, we haven't even used... I've got a full deck and I haven't even used up my tech slot. Oh, can we even play these? Give me a second, because these are, again, yellows. So we got to make sure we have the yellow. There it is. There's the yellow. I could probably pitch like 2 of these for stuff, too. Maybe not. You know what? I'm going to hold on to the 20 level 0s for now. 20. It still has only 1 of these. Oh, and 3 of these. So I'm not actually even... You know, I'm down 4. I'm actually sitting at 16. But I'm going to... We have 20 of my level 0s. I'm going to stick with that until I can actually play test the deck, which obviously... can't do, since I'm missing things anyway, but I digress. And then we got the 4. I also got to double check and make sure I actually ordered 4, because I checked my catalog. And my catalog says that I have 2 of the healer already. So I might have only ordered 2. In which case, we've then got 2 slots that need to be filled up, which are probably going to be filled up by another copy of this, and maybe replacing this. What do we got level 1 wise? For yellows, I mean. Nothing, because I just dropped those. Another thing I might do, if I just have the 2, I would like the 4 healers. I probably don't need the 4 healers, but I would like the 4 healers. But if it turns out I only ordered the 2 healers, I might just throw in 2 of these back again, so that I have more yellow options for getting into these later. Because I'm going to need yellow in clock or level to be able to play this at all. And right now I'm super light on yellow. Yay, 2. I wonder if I should sleeve up what I have right now. I kind of want to. I kind of want to, and I kind of don't want to at the same time. Because on one hand, yeah, on one hand, I want to put things together. I want to do some shuffles and just test things out, see how they work. On the other hand, I don't actually want to take this apart if I don't have a working deck to replace it with. And on the third hand, because I guess I have 3 hands, I'm not going to play anytime soon anyway. I haven't been able to play for a while. So, it doesn't really matter. I'm also been going for almost 2 hours now. So that's actually awesome. It's gonna take forever to re-sleeve things. Maybe I do. Maybe I do want to re-sleeve things. Alright. I'm gonna start with the climaxes. It'll be easier for me to count up, make sure my numbers are correct as well, I guess. The other climaxes are right there. Okay. Where are my climaxes? Okay. Which side is the open side? That side is the open side. These are so pretty. I love these. I might have to just... Okay, have fun at class. I might just have to go get myself an extra set of the level 1 combo so that I can have both of these running at the same time. I gotta get new sleeves too. I would love to have a set of Fubuki themed sleeves for my Fubuki themed deck. I enjoy being on brand like that. There's one guy that goes to my local place who I was so surprised the other day when he was actually on brand for a change. He was running... What was it? What was he playing? I believe it was a Data Live deck. I don't remember for sure, though. But he actually had sleeves that were from the series he was actually playing. Typically, he very much doesn't. Like, he's got... I'm trying to remember what he's actually got on everything. But none of it's what it's actually is. He's got, like, a set of Attack on Titan sleeves that are on, like, something else. Man, I really wish I could remember what it was he put everything on. But it'll be like, he'll have, like, Project Diva, and then he'll have, like, Attack on Titan sleeves on it. Or, like, Dragon Ball sleeves. Or something like that. It's just absolute wild stuff. It's great. So when he had his deck and it was sleeved up and stuff, that was actually what the series was. I was like, oh my gosh, you're on brand. That's off brand. Being on brand is off brand for you. What happened? It is funny. That was the first time I'd gotten to play in 4 months. It was great. I went up to the our locals. We do a biannual waifu event. So I went up for that and proceeded to lose 3 out of 4 of my matches and was actually really upset about it. So that was a waste of my time. It was great. It wasn't a complete waste of time. I got home. I got some promos out of it. So I got handed these, which are fantastic. So I was actually really happy by that. And then I got 2 like promo packs, which each had one of these each in it, right? I popped those open at home and pulled them out, and I was like, "Oh, that made the entire day worth it," because these are 2 of my favorites, and now I have 2 more of my favorites out of blind packs. So that made me really happy. But yeah, that was not a fun day for playing. So, climaxes. I think none of this is Fubuki, right? Yeah, none of this is Fubuki. So ultimately, all of this needs to be sleeved out. I gotta check up on that gold bar filter, or whatever it was I was using for a gold bar filter too. It should have been in here, I thought. Must have... Maybe I removed them for some reason, but they were in there for a while. Not sure where they went. I'm so excited to be able to actually use this. Might have to make this like not fully a waifu deck for the time being, because I'm probably gonna have a chance to actually play with this pretty soon, over the weekend. So I want to get it running for Friday, which means that either I'm gonna have to print out some what? What am I doing? What? I'm dropping things. That's what I'm doing. Yeah, I'm either gonna have to print out proxies for stuff I'm missing, or I'm just gonna have to use stuff I have for now so that I can actually use the deck. You're sleeved up and everything too. Okay, cool. It's making me feel sad. I'm sorry, Mio. I promise I don't hate you. I just maybe like Fubuki a little bit more. And also I can actually build this deck, so I wanted to do it. I can't build Mio waifu. Can't build Guro waifu. I can't build Mio waifu. I can't build Rusha waifu. But I can build Luna. I mean, I can't build Luna waifu. That was one of the other ones you can't build. But I can do Fubuki. So, we're doing Fubuki. Plus, this is a fun combo. I think Suisei waifu is probably doable too. I haven't looked into it. But I should do that if I can, because the Suisse cards are fun. I really want to build, or they look fun, I should say. I haven't used any of them yet. Gouda is a ton of fun, too. Gouda is just... Gouda's great. Gouda's great. Okay, I want to pull out the Gouda and show off what she does, because it is a lot of damage potential, and it's funny. Let's look at my level zeros real quick. Woohoo. Might even want that as my tech option for more climax swap stuff. Oh, the color's off, though. I don't think I have a climax swap in the set. We're going to have to look into that, because that might help to have. Climax swap, it just... climax swap is stuff that has the effect of you pitch a climax and then grab one from waiting room. What it lets you do is take climaxes for, if you have like your level 1 climax in hand, but you're trying to play your level 3, you play the climax swap and you swap climaxes, and you have the one you actually need. Vice versa, level 3 climax in hand, you're at level 1, you need the level 1 climax. So, the aquas are also really good. So I might want to keep them around as well. It's one you want to play at 4 if you play it at all. So we will have to see. Yeah, there's a lot of tech options I think I'm currently missing with this build. So we're going to want to double check all of that. I'm going to want like searchers or something. So this is all subject to be rearranged in the future as I look over things more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12. Oh, neat. That's 12 level 1s. Yeah, if that's only 12 level 0s, level 0s, then yeah, maybe I am a little bit over on my level 0s here. That's fine, though. That's fine, though. That just means we have to drop some stuff. I would say it's going to be these, but I kind of need these. I just need these for, whoops. Whoops. We need you. We need the over sleeve. Because we don't want you getting damaged. There we go. Yeah, we need the yellow. We do not want to be lacking in yellow. Again, if we're going to run these, we're going to need the yellow to get into these. We might not need 4 of them. As long as we can get them in level, we'll be fine. As long as we can get them in level or clock by level 2, we'll be fine. I kind of miss this Iris model. Iris swapped models. It's nice. There's nothing wrong with the new model. But it definitely is not as unique. Like, the original model had a really unique art style to it, and I kind of miss that. But that's fine. A lot of people didn't like it. I feel like that probably contributed in the first place. What do you do? This card placed from stage from hand. You may put the top 3 cards of your deck into your waiting room. When this card becomes reversed, if the target battle opponent is level 0 or lower, you may put that character into your opponent's stock. If you do, put the bottom card of there. Okay, so it's Stock Bomb. Level 0 Stock Bomb. That's fun. It's level Yeah, level 0. I'm not sure I want that as tech. Maybe I do want that as tech, actually. Again, we'll have to see. I think I've got other stuff already that mills, so I probably don't need it. But that can potentially help with my level 1, because my level 1 wants me to mill stuff. Or, not my level 1 wants me to mill stuff, rather, my level 1 wants stuff in waiting room to work with. Because it's the discard 1, salvage 2. Which, by the way, is really funny, because if I want everything that's in my hand, all I have to do is, well, let me just discard 1 card from my hand, and then grab that same card now from my waiting room, plus 1 extra card that I may or may not want. It's a fun little gimmick. These feel like really big oversleeves. I feel like I was sleeving something recently and it just... Oh, I'm holding it. Like, where'd I put the sleeve? In my hand. Oh my gosh, I'm starting to lose it. Alright. Yeah, I'm excited to do more Weiss content in the future. I think I'm going to put out... I've got a setup I can use for that, technically. Well, not technically, I can... Yeah, I've got a setup I can use for that. I want to put out... Sorry, I'm thinking about cards, because... We'll worry about tech options later. I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to worry about tech options later. I am running short on time, so... We're just going to sleeve for now. Sleeve, count up, see how many gaps are here currently. See how many of those gaps are going to be filled. Go from there. Ooh, I don't want to hurt that. I do not want to hurt my cards. My cards are very important. Hurting cards is bad. I do kind of want to keep the Suisses, though. Because having climax swap potential is going to be very handy. I feel like that Suisse is going to require a little bit more setup than like one that does it on play. Because that I'm going to want to be doing... with stuff that's on play, I can, of course, do it all the same turn. So the turn I want the climax, I just slam the climax swap. But because she's... Oh, hold up. Let me reread that. Okay, yeah, it's 2 waiting room from stage. Take a sip of water. Yeah, because it's when it's sent from to the waiting room from the stage, I have to... Well, no, I can just play over it. You can play over cards. So if you play a card over top of a card that's already on the field, it sends it to waiting room. So I can actually just do that. I can slam it down, play over it with something else. We still get the climax swap effect, same turn. Alright, that is doable. We can do that. Because what do you do? Your other Hololive character attacks. This card gets... Okay, so that power is not... Okay, yeah, no, that works. That works. That's certainly usable. It's not one of the colors we're working with, but that is definitely usable. Let's leave up these 3. And these 2. Oh, wait, no, we gotta do my level 1s. Whoops. Maybe I should put you guys aside. Well, no problem. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Kind of wish I'd sorted these ahead of time now. Because if I had sorted these ahead of time, not only would it have been easier to find all my Fubuki cards in here, but now during the re-sleeving process, they'd actually all be together. And that would have been nice. But here we are. I have to admit, I don't get every reference on some of these cards. The set 1 stuff, a lot of it is screenshots from Hologra. Hologra is their little... It's their series of shorts. Their series of little comedy shorts that they put up on the official Hololive channel. That are animated with their 3D models. And they're odd. They're funny, but they're strange. Humor's a little hit or miss, I feel. But, you know, such is the way with humor in general. But yeah, I haven't seen all of them. So there's definitely references on some of the cards that I don't actually get. Okay. Oh, and then there's the events. Oh, I almost want to use the events, though. Wait. That's an oversleeve. What did I just put down without an oversleeve on it? Hold up. That one. That one. I put that one down without an oversleeve on it. Ah! Why am I like this? Alright. I feel like my explanation of how the game worked earlier was absolutely terrible. Maybe it wasn't absolutely terrible, but I don't think it was great either. But that's okay. I'd like to do a proper tutorial at some point. I've got the camera set up. And that's what I was saying earlier. I think I derailed myself. But that's what I was saying earlier. I'd like to do a proper tutorial on how the game works. Explain each of the cards better instead of just a brief, quick overview. Because I would like more people to play. The game is fun. I feel like it's, unfortunately... So I feel like the nature of the game makes it a little bit too niche. Or not too niche. I don't think too niche is the correct term. Because the thing is, Weiss... This would have been a great thing to start with, too. Weiss, for those who that don't know, it is largely based off of different anime properties. So this set is a Hololive set. Specifically, I'm working with a lot of stuff from set 2. I've got stuff from set 1 as well, but... Like, the my level 3 here is from Hololive set 2. I digress. You've got Hololive. you have Overlord has a set. There's a what is the name of the series? That time I got reincarnated as a slime. Bofuri. I have the Bofuri stuff. I've got a GGO deck that I spent far too much on for how little I get to use it. Only a little bit annoyed about that. I love using the deck, so I'm still very happy I picked it up. But yeah, it's a card game that in general is based off a bunch of different anime properties. There's a couple things in here that aren't anime. We have in English, we have an Adventure Time set. Of course, Hololive technically isn't anime either. It's VTubers. So, there's that. What else? There's a couple sets based on games. This one never came to the US, if I remember. Not if I remember correctly. I do remember correctly. We never got it in English, but there's a Melty Blood set. Oh boy, Melty Blood, speaking of which. I can talk about Melty... I'm not going to talk about Melty Blood. The original Melty Blood is better. It's better roster, better mechanics. I have both Type Lumina and the original Melty Blood. By the way, I'm upset that Ryoki Shiki isn't in Type Lumina, but I didn't expect her to be in Type Lumina from the moment they announced it. Because she's a crossover character from a series nobody remembers except for, like, me. So, I didn't expect to see her. But all my mains from Melty Blood were taken out of Type Lumina. So that's a little bit miffing. So this should be, what, 8 cards, I think it was? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes, that is exactly 8 cards. Awesome. So I'm missing 8 cards from this right now. So let me count these. And those 8 are partially... I should be missing... 1... 4. So I have 4 open slots right now, which are the other healers. Okay, yeah. So it's just the stuff I haven't gotten in yet. Awesome. So that's almost ready. It's missing the 4 healers that are in the mail, and it's missing the couple level 0s that are in the mail. That makes me very happy. I want to get some different sleeves for this, but these are perfectly fine for now. I kind of don't want to go through the pain of finding Fubuki sleeves, honestly. But yeah. Stretch. Yeah, I think that's going to do it for now. I got my deck. I might do this again later, just to mess around with some of the EN stuff. I want to build Gura. I want to build Gura deck and ignore the meta. Because I could just grab the meta deck list for the Gura. That's the smarter thing to do. But I want to just... I don't know, I want to build it myself. I'm going to grab Gura real quick. Before I leave... you are Bay? You are Bay, so we still need to go up a bit. Watson. Ina. Kiara. Kiara, well, look at this card, actually. This is beautiful. This artwork's great. Whee! Oh, there we go. I think that's lovely. Where is... Oh, we went too far. Goob! Goob! So this is the only Goob card from set 2. It's one of her, like, 3 cards. I really do wish the EN gens and the Indonesian girls, I wish they had more cards with set 2. So they don't have cards from set 1 because, well, English wasn't around when they originally printed set 1. But they got their stuff in set 2, and what they did for the English and Indonesian groups is they have 2 cards, or they have 1 card if they have a climax combo. And I think that was a mistake, quite frankly, because we already have, so each of the JP girls, they each have 3 cards each. Except for Azki, who only has 2 cards. But personally, I think that was a bit of a mistake, since EN and Indonesia don't have cards in set 1. So you've just got an absolutely massive amount of all the JP girls, and you don't have, like, any cards for the EN or Indonesian talents. And I'm like, yeah, I don't see why you did that. Anyways, if all your characters are hololive, fake condition, because they have to be, this card gets plus 3,000 power. Oh, I just realized she's really small, actually. So that puts her at 11k. Or, sorry, 1100. When this card is placed on the stage from your hand, you put the top card of your clock into your waiting room. So it heals. I keep forgetting it heals. Pay 1, put 1 card from your hand into your waiting room. When this card attacks, if Midsummer Sun, who I don't have on field, the climax card, is in your climax area, and your hand is 6 or less cards, you may pay the cost. If you do, deal 2 damage to your opponent, and perform the following action 2 times. Put the top card of your deck into your waiting room. If that card has a climax trigger in its trigger icon, deal 1 damage to your opponent. So she's swinging at a potential for 4 instances of damage. You've got the burn 2. And then you've got a potential 2 instances of burn 1. So you're sitting 4 damage already right there. And then she swings for 2. Which is a good 6 damage. That is a lot. And it's all split up throughout multiple instances of damage. Now, realistically, I don't think I'm going to get more than the 4 damage reliably. I expect to get the burn 2, not hit any triggers, regardless of how I set the deck up, and then get the base 2 damage. But yeah, that's a funny card. You've got a lot of stuff in here to help support her too. So that is awesome. I want to build that. I was looking through some of a lot of the Gen 1 stuff is looking for those trigger icons, which is interesting. I kind of want to run her with the Mume. I don't think that is what people do, though. I think people probably run her with the Kali. I don't know, though. So, funny card. But I'm going to leave you guys with that. So, thanks for showing up for those who did. I really appreciate it. We'll do another one of these eventually. I don't know what I'm going to do for next stream, though. We're going to have to figure that out. Alright. Again, thanks for showing up.